Buddy, I'm back on Behind the Gloves with another interview. I'm joined by the one and only Sonny Edwards. Sonny, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Finally, a British fighter that wants to fight you in the ring. Marcel Braithwaite for the British title. Was it hard to make? Was it hard to get around to, or was Marcel easy to work with?
The fight, when originally offered, got knocked back without it actually getting to Marcel and his coach. For one reason or another, I don't really know the ins and outs too much. But then a week and a half later, you know, his actual manager Steve Wood and I believe Frank sat down and made the fight over a dinner, I think. So I don't think it was.
Looking at Marcel, he's in good shape. I've seen a few of his fights. He looks pretty good. What can you analyse that your fans could say? What could put you in danger?
I mean, for me, he's a steady away fighter. He doesn't punch particularly hard. He doesn't move particularly well, for me personally. But he comes with his own threats, a lot of ambition. This is opportunity. This is his opportunity because there's only so many ways in the door. Do you know what I mean? To be fighting on the TV platforms, etc. Yeah, I don't know. He tries to be tricky. I don't know how tricky he actually is. I've never sparred him, never done anything like that with him. I mean, Charlie sparred him a few times when he was just turned pro, I think. And yeah, it's all different once you get in there. Do you know what I mean? It's all different.
This is for the British title, and I know you've wanted that for a long time, but you are well ranked in all governing bodies. What is the 2020 plan? Not looking past this fight, as this is the biggest fight for you. What is the 2020 plan?
Well, win this fight. I mean, my short-term plan from before this fight was to, push on for world titles. But now I've got this British shot. I want to win it outright, personally. Win it outright, nice and quick, within the space of 9 months, 3 defences, boom, 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 boom. And then push on from there, really, because I want it outright. I don't want to just have it and then give it up. So yeah, that's ideally what, but obviously have to see what happens on the 21st.
Just moving on, your brother's obviously back in the gym. He's here today as well. Unfortunate ending to the last fight, but we did find out quite a few things about Martinez and the findings in his samples. How did you all deal with that? Obviously, you're very close with your brother, and it is a very tough situation because, especially at that weight, making the weight, and then for someone to go out and do that, how do you deal with that situation?
Man, it's boxing. Come on, especially when you're up at his level. That's world level. Do you know what I mean? Genuine world level. So. It's boxing, man. If you let it beat up too much, you're in the wrong sport. You can't let it affect you that much. Obviously everyone loves to win. Everyone wants to win. I mean, I know he didn't lose, but it's just boxing, man. Anything can happen. I think people get too sort of caught up and think they're invincible, and if they're not, then they're rubbish. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. So I don't know, really. I had a fight 2 weeks after it, so. I didn't really pay too much mind to it, to be honest. I just had to stay doing what I was doing, do you know what I mean? And I did, and I won. Made it 1-1, Mexico, Edwards. And obviously he's failed a drugs test, which I think is bad in its own right. The cover-up's probably even worse. But look, it is what it is, man. We're just a boxer at the end of the day. There's so many bigger cogs turning us. We're just little screws in the whole system. You just want to get your money, get in, get out, and then just enjoy every minute of it, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? I don't take it too seriously. Obviously I take it seriously, but I don't take myself too seriously. I just enjoy myself, man, because me, Charlie, we're living in a world right now where not many people get to. Even as a professional boxer, they don't get to spend all time just training, doing nothing else. Why? These are the best days of our life, completely. So whether you win, lose, or draw, if you beat yourself up, man, you're stupid, because you're doing what you love. Do you know what I mean?
All right, I heard you on the commentary of a local show recently. Very good analysis. Obviously, I want your analysis of the big fight coming up next week, and Anthony Joshua takes on Andy Ruiz once again in that rematch. It's a hard one to call for most people. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, obviously AJ is a friend of mine, someone I've known most of my boxing life. Do you know what I mean? And of course I want him to do it, but we'll see. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones you'd be stupid to completely back to someone that lost last time. Do you know what I mean? Because there's obviously things that happen. Whether he's ironed out them creases, I'd have I'd have Joshua beating him. But I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I've not been watching too much of his training, and I doubt you'd find too much in there to look at anyway. But more than anything, I just hope he does it, because he's a legend, man. No matter what happens in his boxing career, he's paved ways and broke ground that hadn't been broken for years. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I just hope he does it, man.
You obviously watched the first fight, and there's a lot of talk about him possibly losing quite a lot of weight for this. Do you think that could affect him negatively in the fight?
Yeah, but I've said that about him before. Like, I don't know. Until you actually get on the scales, like, what's weight? It might be more muscle mass. It might be leaner. I feel like they get too tied up on that. Like, I think he's probably got one of the best teams around him, you know, for any British fighter has had for pretty much ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, with scientists and nutritionists and strength and getting like. So, I mean, if he can't get in like proper shit, not he's always in shape, but if he can't get in the right thin point, then I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But people love to write someone off as soon as they've had a bad performance or lost. Look at everyone calling Callum Smith like fucking shit now, basically, because they thought John Ryder should have won. Like, fucking hell, man, chill out. It's boxing. Like, it's not like a computer game where it's the same person there every single time, like the same stats and that. Fucking hell, life gets in the way, man. And mentality is such a big part of it that you don't know what Anthony Joshua's going through. Just because he's not come out and said completely what he's going through, he could have been going through loads of stuff backstage, you know. And look at, obviously I wouldn't compare him to someone like Conor McGregor, but the amount of times he's in and out of court for whatnot and paying people off to keep quiet about things like that's obviously going to affect him, do you know what I mean? So you just don't know, like, we're people at the end of the day, not just stats on a top trump card or computer screen, do you know what I mean?
Good analysis there as well. Sonny, all the best on the 21st of December. Hope to catch up with you soon.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here, or else